This video brought to you by the SMSU Alumni Association with head coach of the Mustang football team, Cory Sauter. And Coach, you begin spring practice here on Monday, and just an exciting time now, I'm sure, to get the guys back out there and start preparing for the 2011 season.
Sure is. Our guys have been working extremely hard this off season, getting bigger, faster, stronger, and after a certain period, they just get that itch to get back out on the field, and that's kind of what spring ball is about, is getting back to the basics now and really trying to find out more about our younger players, and developing our guys that have been in our system. So with that, we're going to have some new things that we're going to incorporate, and having an opportunity for us to really see what we want to carry into next season.
Yeah, explain how that works. You get 15 practices, including the spring game. There are regulations. You're going to have helmets certain days and pads others. How does that work, the rules that the NCAA enforces?
You get 15 practices, and with that, you have to have 4 of those practices in helmets, and the first 2 have to be in helmets. So today, as well as Wednesday, we're going to go in helmets. We'll also have a couple walkthroughs at the end of this weekend, as well as next week, and so we'll accomplish that. We don't want to waste any of those opportunities, so we're going to use all 15 of them. Last year we didn't have that luxury because of weather, and with me coming into the mix kind of at a later date, it was tough to do that. So I think we'll be much better off this year, getting the full 15 days. We'll incorporate our special teams with that this year as well, and so I think we're going to get a lot done in a short period of time. What we'd like to do is really get our lifting in, we get our meetings in, we get our practices in. So really it's kind of a three-headed monster, because when we essentially install in the morning, we practice in the afternoon, and then the following day on a typical week we're going to watch the film from the previous practice. So that way they get it 3 times. They're going to hear it how we want to do it, then we see them actually do it on the field, and then we come back and make the corrections. And so we like to slow things down a little bit so that our guys understand exactly what we're asking of them on each play, and we can see any problems that develop, and we can correct them as we go along.
Well, you talked about seeing a lot of new players here in the spring, and that's what spring football does. You've lost some very good seniors from last season's squad, but now some important positions to fill up. One to be the quarterback position, and you have a player that is an upperclassman, and Tyler Pashon, but that's a position you have to fill. And wide receiver, you lost some good players, and tight ends there. What are some of the positions that you're most looking forward to this spring to see who can emerge to possibly be a starter in the fall?
Well, we have a lot of positions that we are pretty wide open, and the one that everyone always is attracted towards is the quarterback position. Who's going to play? And obviously Tyler Pashon has been in our system now for 3 years, and he's got 2 great years ahead of him. So he's going to be essentially starting as our starting quarterback here in spring football. We've got a younger guy, Charlie Kern, who is very athletic, has a lot of ability, who's going to be pushing for playing time. So we're going to have a really good battle there. At the running back spot, we're real solid. We've got 2 good backs there, as well as Tyler Tondrum, who is, we're all curious to see what he can accomplish. He's extremely quick and fast, and so we're going to be pretty solid in those positions. Receiver is going to be a big question mark. New guys. We have 3 new faces in our program right now. We'll have a couple new guys this fall, but that's one where we've got to get better at, and we will get better at. Offensive line, we're going to have a few spots, especially interior-wise, our guards and center, with possibly Brandon Puffer working at center. We've got a bunch of guys that are going to be competing for the guard position. We're going to have both of our tackles back, so we'll be fairly solid there. Tight end, we're losing both of our starters from last year, so we have a lot of guys that are going to be in the mix there. Really, some of our top guys are going to be hurt during spring, with Cody Kahn and Kirka, both getting very limited work during spring. So we'll even work down the line to get some of those other guys in the mix and see really get a good evaluation on those players. Defensively, we have defensive line, we've got some guys that have played before, and I'm really excited. We have a little bit more depth there than we have in the past. Linebackers, we're going to have some big shoes to fill there. We're a little bit limited as far as numbers at linebacker, and then in the secondary, we lost a bunch of guys there. So when you look at going into next fall, we're probably going to have a lot of younger players playing, especially in the secondary. There could potentially be 2-3 true freshmen that have to play in some capacity on the defensive side of the ball, and that's not ideal, but it's just the way it is, and we'll plan accordingly. But we're definitely going to have some younger players back there.
Well, best of luck this spring. We'll get updates throughout spring ball on the progress of the team, and look forward to the spring game at the end of April.
All right, thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.